Wise men say only fools rush in. Savio or Shaker? Who did she pick? Who's Nadia going on a date with next? We have a couple of smitten kittens in this episode. Are you ready? Let's check it out. Does this look familiar to anyone? Where do you think we are? If you said Chicago, you were right. Nadia chose to go on a date with Shaker, guys. And look, she brought a friend. Well, not friend. She brought her mom with for a little guidance. And they're on this boat getting an awesome tour of Chicago. That would be so cool to go on this boat, wouldn't it? So Nadia thought it was so cool that Shaker said that he wanted to go to Guyana someday. And they show Mama. She's like so excited for them. Let's see if I can catch that spot. They get this cute picture together on the boat. Here we go. Look at how happy she is. Oh. Big thumbs up from Mom. She said, I'm excited. I hope it happens. So yeah, they had a great time on the boat. So Nadia and Shaker, they get some one-on-one time. She was a little nervous about bringing her mom with, but he kind of eased her worries about that. She's still being a little cautious. She doesn't want to get her heart broken. It just seems like they both are kind of into each other so far. Let's see if you look at their body language. Let's see if we can get to that part. Check out how they're looking at each other. Big smile. And look at her big smile. Yep, I think there's a lot of potential here, guys. He said he's very passionate about being a lawyer, so that's awesome. All right, let's go to the next scene.
Boyfriend? This is really fun.
This is really fun too. I'm happy you got to come to Chicago.
This is the cutest part, guys.
I
Listen.
think I'm a little smitten kitten.
She's a smitten kitten, guys. She's so cute. And then we go over to Aparna. She said she didn't mind being rejected. She's like, it happens, you know, you can like somebody and they might not like you back. It's just the way it goes, kind of a thing. You guys have to see this little part. Check out this cute dog. Reminds me of Lil Boo. If you have Facebook stickers, you know what I'm talking about. Did you notice the stroller? And he said passions and emotions, when they mix with each other, can create stubbornness. And sometimes real happiness escapes you. Aparna's got to be flexible. She was kind of like, okay, thanks for all this info, but can you get to the point? That's kind of what she was thinking in her head. So he's telling her, excuse me, that her future spouse is not going to be like passionately romantic and stuff. And she's like, that's really okay. I don't want a person like that anyways. And he says, you know, things will be approaching a transformation in 8 weeks. And she's like, oh, wow, I'm going to be running a 5K that day. So maybe she'll meet somebody at the 5K. I don't know. We'll see about that. And he basically tells her, just be patient. It will happen. And then he tells her to wear sapphire. I can't remember. It's supposed to bring some kind of energy or something. So with the life coach, this was pretty interesting too. So when he meets with this life coach, she asks him, are you kind of frustrated? And he's like, yeah, I won't lie. I am a little frustrated at times. And then he asks her, what do girls expect these days of the guys? And she said, well, they're looking for attraction. And he was a little bit surprised by that. He thought that was mostly what the guys were most concerned about. So that was interesting. And then she asked him, well, do you think you have understood what girls want of you or expect of you? And he wasn't really quite sure how to answer. And then they show him just kind of pondering things. So hopefully this meeting will help him, right? Seema comes over for a visit to check on him, has some more matches for him. She was like, wow, he's changed a lot. I think this life coach helped him. Here's his next match. Woohoo, guys. I guess she's a model. And he's like, wow, she's really cute. Why didn't Seema show me somebody like her sooner, So he agrees that he'll meet up with her next. All right, so then after that, we go to Austin, Texas. Guess what? We got a new person on the show, guys. This is Yasser, spelled Vyssar. I guess there are a couple different pronunciations. I'm going to go with Yasser. He's a college counselor at a high school. Very intellectual, funny. He mentioned that he's only dated like one Indian girl. The rest were white women. All his students seem to really think highly of him. And they kind of get interviewed here on like what kind of person would be good for him. So let's see what they have to say. So one girl says he's funny, so he needs someone who will listen to him. Another guy says, well, he's a big, tall man. He needs somebody to match that. Another girl says, well, how about someone smaller so they can cuddle? And then another student said he's full of little factoids, and so he needs someone intellectual. And then this other kid said, oh, I would love to skip class just to talk to movies with him. Yeah, so you can tell he's a really beloved teacher, which is really cool. So he has Seema over to talk about his criteria of what he's looking for. Someone who can communicate, be adventurous, must love his cooking, have an appreciation for Indian culture. He said he really enjoys baking. Then he was joking around, he could be like stay-at-home dad, maybe. But we'll see what the future wife thinks about that. Back to Aparna. Here's Mom looking at what she calls her happiness blanket. Or happiness wall, sorry. But it's like a blanket with a bunch of pictures. And she talks about how she was in an arranged marriage when she was 19. She was very unhappy. She was pressured into getting married. So she divorced after 11 years and moved with the kids. She wants her children to have more options and better life than her when it comes to marriage. So then Seema kind of gathers from this that is why Aparna is so picky. She sees what her mom went through. And then the mom gives her this sapphire ring to wear. It was her grandmother's ring. This is Yasser'S first match. Her name is Manisha. She was born in Florida. Now she lives in North Carolina. They are 7 years apart in age. She's older than him. She is a research public health analyst. And you can see her cute little dog. And then she goes to meet Yasser at his house. His family is super welcoming. They all sit down and have a little conversation on the couch. And she finds out her dog's name is actually the same name as the uncle, this guy here, Jogi. So after their little conversation, then the adults, well, they're all adults, but you know, the elders in the room say, okay, let's let the kids go to their date. So they get ready to leave for their date. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this part. So Aparna's kind of taking a new approach. She's like Skyping with one guy, goes on a cooking lesson date with another guy, and then meets a third guy at a restaurant. So here's the guy in the restaurant that she meets with. He, to me, seemed like the most mature of the three. They don't really show any of these three very long. So, and then here's the guy that she is Skyping with. Let me see if I can get to that spot. Well, actually, this is the guy that she does the cooking lesson with. And then let's see where that guy is that she's Skyping. He seemed kind of the most immature of the three, I thought. I guess he like paints counters. And then she was like trying to give him a business idea. So we don't really see much else besides her kind of with these three very short scene. All right, so we finally get to see Yasser on his date with Manisha. They meet at a restaurant. They're having some good conversation. She asks him, what does he like to do for fun? He said he likes to have game nights playing Dungeons and Dragons. She wasn't really so sure about that, but they keep talking and have good conversation. Seems like they have some good chemistry, guys. I think so far it seems like they're a good match. And then later on they meet up again or I don't know if they separated and met up again, but later on they show them eating ice cream. And he says, I feel lucky that I got to meet you. And she's like, oh, that's sweet. I'm glad I got to meet you too. And then she's concerned about the distance because, you know, they live in different states. And he just says, you know, I want to see you again. Let's see where it goes next. And that's the end of the episode. If you made it to the end of my video, thank you very much for watching. I hope you come back to check out the next recap and review.